welcome to another episode of Top Shelf Nerds, the show for nerds by nerds about nerds. I am DJ, and with me today is Buck, and our regular co-host, the Professor, is still absent. Where the heck is he?
Personal.
Yeah. Oh, he's missing. Anyways, he'll be back soon. We'll keep his seat warm for him for the time being.
I've heard that about you.
And it's only episode 22, folks, and he loves making that joke.
I think it's about the first time I've made that one. If I have made that joke before, and any of our listeners can tell us which episode and give us a timestamp, we are quite happy for you to take the DJ out on a date as a prize. Either we'll get someone who really wants to take you out on a date looking for it, or everyone will just go, oh, hell no. So what we got today? So we've got Intel celebrating 50 years in the IT industry. Yep. And
that's a big milestone.
It's a massive milestone. And Intel co-founder Gordon Moore has had an interview where he reflects on the company's 50-year history. But one of the interesting things that people need to remember is he's actually Moore from Moore's Law.
Wait,
so,
what's Moore's Law again?
You don't remember Moore's Law? Should I tell him Moore's Law? He made the famous prediction that the number of transistors incorporated in an integrated circuit would approximately double every 24 months, i.e., every 24 months, the power and quality of the chip would double. So every 2 years.
Okay.
And it's actually proven to be true, if not better than most of the time, until they brought in laws limiting the constant improvement in technology.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just looking. Reading something about that. And it's pretty interesting how they applied Moore's Law in a lot of other aspects, like in investments and.
Yeah, you can't really. I don't know how you could apply it in investments, because investments are subject to influences of the market and that sort of thing. Whereas the improvement in technology is based purely on science and engineering.
Yeah.
So things that are like the only limitations from the market there would be in regards to cost. So if someone has applied it to the market, then congratulations. The only aspect of it would be that it would be in regards to the market, would be dollar value of companies involved in tech.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. But with Intel, how many that was the first microprocessor company, wasn't it? Or was it before?
No. Apple had their own processors.
Oh yeah,
so did IBM.
But what made Intel special, in a sense? Like, what made it beat IBM and Apple in a sense?
They didn't really. Apple's still running on a 16-bit system, or probably they might have upgraded now. But yeah, they used to operate on a 16-bit. Or an 8-bit, sorry, and IBM was on a 16-bit, and IBM machines have just constantly been pushing up the power. So now it's a matter of you having 8 cores and 16-core CPUs, which are equating to, pardon me on the maths here, I know I'm going to stuff it up, and if someone wants to correct me, please do. I think it's something like 512-bit systems now, technically, when you start doing the calculations for between the points. This is something where the professor would actually be better at being able to explain it. But
yeah,
as soon as you have a dual core, it's not just a doubling of the performance. I think it's an exponential increase from what I can understand. And I'm probably explaining it completely wrong. But yeah, like that's basically the way it was explained to me.
Okay. I'm looking at the icon. It's pretty cool what they're doing to celebrate the event, this milestone, which is officially on the July 18th, 2018. Mm-hmm. And early this month, they released a limited edition Core i7 8086K processor to commemorate the original 8086 which was Intel's first processor in the x86 series. That's pretty cool. Imagine that. Imagine getting a hold of those things.
Oh, mate, honestly, I would love to get hold of just at least one of them. It's only going to be a limited edition, as it says, so the price is going to be extremely exy. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's lots of people out there that are going to buy it. Probably not even use it, just put it aside in a little box and keep it safe as a item.
Oh yeah, dude. Imagine 50 years from now you sell this at Sotheby's or somewhere.
For shame on you, you heathen. What I'd like to do is get one of these and get it in a special box, plaque style, like order like a, they put the jerseys and the baseball cards and all that. I'd love to get the chip, have that there with the photo of Gordon Moore with him having a picture, and then underneath that and beside that in the same frame have a picture of Bill Gates. It's autographed by Bill Gates with his original operating system on a disc, and have that in a plaque to put up on the wall. So the most influential guys in computing in the last 50.
So no picture of Steve Jobs?
No. If I wanted a picture of a hole, I would just go look at Donald Trump. And like Steve Jobs was that much of an a-hole that he was fired by his own board of directors.
Yeah, that's true. He was.
There's not many people who are the owners and founders of a company that are that much of a scumbag that their own board of directors go, you know what, you're brilliant at what you do, but you're fired.
And well, didn't the same company hire him back again?
Yeah, when they were about to collapse and fail.
They were saying like, "Hey, Steve Jobs, come back. We need you."
Yeah, but I think the funniest part about it is that he was still getting paid all the dividends the whole time because he was still the owner of those shares. Like he still owned the company, so he was still making money.
So he wasn't like given the severance package or anything. He was still getting money from the.
Well, they could. So he owned the shares. Like they can't take the shares away from him. They could offer to buy them from him, but they can't. They couldn't necessarily force him to.
Oh, I'm just looking at the i7-8086K chip and reading another article about it. They're saying it's only been produced in limited quantities, reportedly 50,000 units. So if any of our listeners want to get a hold of this, better do it fast. Do it fast.
I reckon the reality is it's probably all gone on pre-sales.
Oh, it's the asking price for it. Guess how much is the asking price for this chip?
I'm too scared.
Give it a ballpark figure.
Well, it's an i7, and top of line i7 is roughly about $1,800. Last time I was looking at one.
How much?
Well, the top of the line i7 was $1,800 to $3,200 last time I checked. 8086 as a special. Actually, no, sorry. The last time I looked at the i7, it dropped. It used to be up there. I was impressed. Probably about $800.
Whoa! The asking price for this is $425.
Is that Australian or US?
I think from this article that I'm reading, it sounds US, but
in other words, 50% to 100% increase on that.
A second, let me just, because it's also being sold on, so it's sold on Amazon and Newegg.
Found it here on PC Case Gear. It is $629, and Numa is $625.
Oh.
So
how many units left? How many units left though?
I don't know.
Like, are they saying it's selling out soon, or?
I don't know. I just found it on Google for those two, and it's saying the prices. I haven't actually gone into their website.
Oh, okay, but still, that's impressive. 50 years on, and it's still kicking. It's still innovating. That's amazing.
You know what else is starting to feel like 50 years on?
What's that?
This topic.
50 years on, this topic will still go on and on.
Well, you will be. I'm sure of it.
Well, let's hope they make more, they become more technologically more advanced, as more advanced than China is recently.
And I think that's the segue we've been waiting for.
Oh man, but yeah,
Yep.
but yeah. According to the South China Morning Post, China have shown an image of a guy holding a very big gun, and it's the laser AK-47.
But it can't be an AK-47 because it's not a Kalashnikov.
It doesn't look like it. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't look like it.
It's not a Kalashnikov. It can't be called a Kalashnikov unless it's made in the factory by Kalashnikov.
But still,
and folks, this is where the DJ is going. Huh? Kalashnikov is the name of, from memory here, it was the town where the factory was located that actually made the AK-47. So that's what the K means in AK-47. Crikey, I'm going to have to make sure I look this up so I can get it.
It's the Russian, it's Automat Kalashnikov.
Okay, Automat Kalashnikov.
And
it translates to?
Kalashnikov's automatic rifle.
Okay. So it wasn't the town. I thought it was the town. But yeah.
It's made by...
It's actually, they actually named the factory and the company that now. So
yeah.
There's Chinese knockoffs and Czechoslovakian knockoffs were available for a while. But yeah, it's the AK-47 was a superior weapon.
Yeah.
And then replaced by the AK-74, which was a more compact unit. So calling this a AK-47 it's just a load of gun.
But here's the thing: this version of the laser AK-47 can set fire to targets a kilometer away.
Has it actually done so? Or are they just saying they believe it might be able to?
Well, according to this article, it's known as the ZKZM-500 laser assault rifle. Is being classified as non-lethal, but can produce an energy beam that cannot be seen by the naked eye, but can pass through windows and cause the instant carbonization of human skin and tissue.
Which is, for all our listeners, the first paragraph of the article. So you don't actually have to read that yourself now.
But still,
let's give us a synopsis of what it's actually discussing, DJ, rather than just reading it to us.
Yeah, but what else does it say? So this weapon, 115 millimeter caliber weapon, weighs about 155 millimeter. Oh no, 15 millimeter. No, 15 millimeter. Sorry, I'm reading badly. 15 millimeter caliber weapon.
And has about the same range as an AK-47, which is 800 meters, not a kilometer.
So much for the headline. Huh?
Weighs about 3 kilos.
And can be mounted on cars and it can be mounted on anything.
Really? No. A gun that can be mounted on anything. What would they think of next? Will they be mounting guns on the backs of four-wheel drives? Oh, hang on. That was Black Hawk Down.
And the good thing about this, it's now ready for mass production, and the first units will be given to anti-terrorism squads.
Which is a euphemism for secret police. I think. Please don't visit me, China, unless you're going to bring me some noodles. Then, yep, cool. Funniest thing about this is partway through the article, it talks about China tests stealth invisibility cloaks on regular fighter jets.
They did what? Invisibility cloaks on fighter jets. Oh, man.
Forget about the Facebook leak. China is mining data directly from workers' brains on an industrial scale. This article has got some amazing things. So, given the fact that it's talking about an invisibility cloak, have we actually got another article saying that this is a reality? Or is it just Mr. Chen, who I'm guessing is actually in China?
I think if it's the same,
This is from the South China Morning Post. So can you actually find anything about this anywhere else? Because at the moment I'm looking at one picture of it, and it looks like a giant. Like they got a white man pictured holding a gun with a scope that thankfully it's not going to have any recoil as an energy weapon. Otherwise, it would blind him, and the scope would be sticking out the back of his skull. And it's got a huge torch on the front. And there are actually weapons that do that do use an actual giant torch. It's but they're for blinding and disorienting. It isn't classified as an energy weapon.
Apparently, there's a video of this. There's a video of this.
Have you heard of special effects?
Yeah, it's true.
There's also a video of a car that flies.
yeah.
And talking robots that turn into trucks and planes.
Thank you, Michael Bay. You ruined Transformers.
No, it was just it got taken a little bit too far, and it wasn't just him. And for all those butthurt fanboys out there, Star Wars is actually fine. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Quit trying to tell everyone else what to watch. If you don't like it, honestly, don't watch it.
I was saying about Transformers, not Star Wars.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same thing. It's the butthurt fanboys like you that complain about it. Everyone else has watched it and gone, oh yeah, okay. It's a movie. It's not reality, and it's not a life and death situation.
Well, it is a life and death situation for the franchise. Whether
really think so? How much money did it make?
A lot of money, but how much abuse did it get?
Only from butthurt fanboys like yourself, where all the kids out there have bought all the action figures and other stuff. How many hundreds of millions or billions of dollars has that made?
Yeah, but after that though, Solo dropped and people are still angry about it. So,
yeah, but once again, it's just the butthurt fanboys who are making all the noise. Other people are still watching it.
but back to the gun. The one thing that I wish that they put into this gun is a sound effects machine. They'll go like pew 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 pew. It would be hilarious if they do it. Just.
If this gun is real, can I get hold of one so I can test it on you?
Oh, wait. How much is it? They said that it cost about. How much does it cost for production?
I don't know.
I was looking down here. They were saying a partner in security to install at the cost of $15,000 a unit. US. Mm-hmm. So if anyone's got 15 grand American, please give us one so we can have fun with this gun.
See, I reckon that's at the moment, but I reckon once it goes into what you start running properly, it'll probably drop down a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Given their potential for misuse, the design and production of the devices will be tightly monitored, and the only customers will be China's military and police. Yeah.
Although the other interesting
that are supposed to be just for the Chinese military and police have ever fallen into criminal hands.
This would be the stuff of movies. Imagine seeing gunfights in the middle of the street with laser with these types of guns.
You won't see anything.
It would just be two idiots. It'd just be two gangs having an idiotic battle with guns going, take that, I'm firing at you. No, I'm firing at you.
Well, here's the thing with it, right? It's an energy weapon, so it goes through certain things. There'll be a way of disrupting the beam technology, right? And you're going to have special goggles or apparatus to be able to see where the beam's going for targeting, right? So you'll know someone's got one when you see an idiot walking down the street in a stupid helmet. So easy way to overcome it. Very cheap and easy way. EMP.
You're right, because of the saying that it's got lithium batteries.
Well, it's not just that; it's an energy weapon. Fry the circuitry. It's a giant paperweight that costs $15,000 US.
Oh man, that would be funny. That would just be funny. Just launch an EMP bomb.
Well, no, you don't even need to do an EMP bomb. The technology is available. You could just make an EMP charge that just pumps out a small radius, almost like a grenade sort of thing. And you could probably even, and I think they're talking about being able to focus it. So I'm not sure if that technology is operational, but yeah, like the mathematics and physics and everything like that aren't impossible. So you could actually create your own EMP generator. So hint for all those criminals out there that are going to go into business in China, look into EMP technology. And when you see an idiot walking down the street in a stupid helmet with a big gun, turn it into a paperweight with an EMP. Then watch them try to power the sucker up.
But here's the thing, though. In all seriousness, do you reckon this is the days of having bullets and like AKs and stuff? Do you reckon its days are being numbered now, or do you reckon it's still?
Heck no. America's still working on perfecting railgun technology. Railgun technology is more likely to be a reality than an energy beam weapon. And the reality is the energy beam weapon has a range of 800 meters to maybe a kilometer. A railgun has, last time I looked at the stats on it, it's estimated as being the equivalent of 50 caliber Barrett, which would have to check my figures, but I've heard figures of 3 to 5 miles.
Yeah. But yeah, I know. I just think this will spell an end to the AK, to the beloved AKs, the pistols, the handguns.
No.
Although that would be pretty cool. Imagine getting a Han Solo style gun in real life, firing actual lasers.
Okay, at the moment it's $15,000 a unit for one of these guns.
Pardon?
It's $15,000 US for one gun. Okay, you want to arm an entire military with these things? Okay, the American military's got 100,000 plus people or 1 million plus people in there. You want to buy 1 million of these guns? If
you were a law enforcement agency, yeah.
That's $15 billion if you buy 1 million units. You see the shortcoming there? Whereas the M60 assault rifle or the M60 heavy caliber weapon and all those sorts of things, they're able to be produced for like less than $1,000 and sold for a couple of $1,000s per unit to the US military.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit there and compare. Like, it comes down to what's the most cost-effective method. Like the British were the world leaders in terms of warfare because they developed the long barrel 9-pound long barrel 9-pound cannon for use on board the ships. They had a range that was beyond anything else, and they perfected mass production of them. So everyone else was just going, hang on a second, you're shooting further than us. You're mass producing them, and the cost was so much cheaper than everyone else. At the time when the British did that, everyone else who had a cannon had to have it done by a team of special smiths, and it was a long and labor-intensive process. So it cost you a small fortune for a single gun, which is the reason why you would always steal the weaponry from your enemy. And yet the English turned around and did this, and it reduced the costs by a massive performance bonus level. And they turned around and took over the rest of the world, basically. No one messed with them because their guns had better range. And they had more people with guns at a cheaper price.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's not the end of the AK-47 and AR-15, the M16, M60, blah, blah, blah. People are still going to want to shoot with bullets. Until you are cost-effective, you are not going to be replacing guns.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's agreeable.
It's just a reality.
Yeah, that's true. And with the introduction of 3D printers and whatnot, it's going to be interesting.
They're already able to 3D print guns.
Yeah, I think I heard they're trying to figure out laws to control 3D printers when it comes to manufacturing guns. I've heard.
If you have a 3D printer, you can print a gun if you can get the plan, and they're available on the internet or the darknet. People go looking for. It might only fire a few shots, but that's all you need most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But you were saying to me about the crypto gaming.
Yeah. Speaking of shooters, yeah. So a gaming company known as Warfield have unveiled its first-person shooter game that allows players to win cryptocurrency. Players can use Warfield's Golder, GLDR, an acronym, which is an Ethereum-based cryptographic token, to bet on their character's life. So it's interesting. So using cryptocurrency in gaming, that's an interesting move.
It's their own cryptocurrency, and people have to agree on the value of it. So it may not actually be worth anything else outside of the game.
Yeah. Although, mind you, putting money on cryptocurrency nowadays, it's a bit of a shaky thing. People, I think the value it keeps on fluctuating.
That's what every currency in the world does.
Oh, but this one's more. Isn't cryptocurrency basically just fluctuating too high? Unlike if you look at like the US currency and whatnot, they don't fluctuate that much.
Well, the reality is there's massive moves against cryptocurrency by people there's moves against cryptocurrencies by the US government, etc., because it's outside of their control. That's one of the things they don't like. They can't control it, so they can't track it. They can't control it, etc., etc. So they don't like it.
Yeah, people are getting angry about it nowadays. Just
Not that I'm aware of.
The tax office is.
Well, yeah. Well, I did just say the US government, etc., are moving against it because they can't control it. The tax office is part of a government body. Well, it is a government. So, yeah. If I say the sky's blue, you're going to say, hey, the sky's blue as well? I'm sorry if you're just repeating the obvious of what I just said, and if I'm being harsh, I apologize. But yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just reading through. So it's saying here that the Warfield team decided to start with the shooter because these games are command the largest market, more than $100 billion gaming industry, which is true. The rules for this game is basically death style matches, and the winner gets all the golder. The player doesn't need to be an expert, so it's just basically so anyone can join in, basically.
But the more gold, their cryptocurrency you've got, the better equipment.
Yeah, this is like CS:GO, is it not?
I haven't looked. You lost me when you said it's their own cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
That's it's only going to be usable in their game. It's not like you can buy other stuff with it. Like they produce merchandise. You can't take their cryptocurrency and sell it on the stock exchange unless you can sell it to someone online for that game. That's all it's going to be used. So, hey, folks, we have a new loot box system that's coming under a different name.
Oh, no. Oh, I bet you money EA will pounce on that with all the...
Who cares? Everyone's tired of EA and their constant ridiculous attitude and how they treat their customers. And the customers have had a massive backlash against EA where governments are even sitting up and taking notice. It's a $1 billion industry. You want to upset the governments, you start impacting on their taxable income.
But that's a dangerous precedent, though. Once the government starts coming into the gaming industry, and
no, to start with, the governments are already in the game industry.
No, I meant in terms of loot boxes.
Yeah, but the loot boxes were gambling. We've had this conversation. We've even done it on air.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's true. That's true. It's gambling. Yeah.
Something that is controlled in every other form. EA somehow thinks that they get to be beyond it. Then, hey, I hate to break it to you, but no. People who've tried that sort of thing have to go live in countries with non-extradition treaties to hide.
Yeah.
One person who thought he was above the law in regards to that sort of stuff ended up in Alcatraz for tax evasion.
Scarface, wasn't it?
No, Scarface was shot.
Okay. Who am I thinking of? Alcatraz. Yes.
Al Capone was done for tax evasion.
Wasn't
honestly, if EA wants to sit there and try and make it so they're doing gambling, so people involved in it have to declare, if they're making above a certain amount, they have to declare taxable income. taxable income includes winnings by professional gamblers. So,
Although, funnily enough,
you see where I'm going with it all there?
Yeah, I'm seeing where you'll go there. It's going to be just a bunch of...
So let's just drop the whole idea because it's a topic that's just, it's a pain. It's like getting paper cuts on the tenders and then dipping them in lemon juice.
That's painful.
I've never tried it, but just the idea makes me cringe.
I'm
starting to have questions about you though, that you actually seem to have actually tried it.
No. This was years ago. I had a friend of mine. He had accidentally cut.
This one time at band camp. This one time at band camp.
This one time at band camp.
The DJ and a friend got some paper and some lemon juice.
It was more of a knife wound, actually.
I think we should just move on, DJ.
But yeah, but just to correct you on something, Al Capone was also known as Scarface as well.
Scarface was actually someone else that had been killed previously. He might have taken on the
name as well.
The name later, but there was a Scarface before that.
Okay. But speaking of gaming, you have something interesting on a very popular game.
Should I? Yeah, why not? Yeah, okay. For all the Overwatch fans, apparently there's a big complaint about calling one of the characters Wrecking Ball. Apparently some of them would prefer Hammond because they think that they get to dictate everything and not just appreciate it. So they've started a petition, as butthurt fanboys do. Because apparently Wrecking Ball is too complicated for them to say. It has 3 syllables instead of 2 syllables.
Oh, what?
Yeah, like seriously, they have started a petition using their Reddit accounts. Yeah, there's one here, one Reddit user, he's tried to use the name Defined, but instead of having E's, he's used 3s for his Reddit account, which makes me think he's just lame. And the tens of thousands who upvoted their Reddit thread, they're complaining that the name is too obvious, it's too complicated.
Sounds like English is not their first language, is it?
It sounds, there's a lot of things I could be saying here, and I'd probably get us in trouble with censorship or something like that because none of it is polite. I would have to go get an entire bottle of Morning Fresh and pour it down my throat and I mean the super concentrators. And I'd have to rinse it with methyl and vinegar because the stupidity in this. Like seriously, it actually says in here that one of the complaints is that it is 3 syllables instead of 2. It is 2.
What?
The name Wrecking Ball is too obvious. Think like how pathetic and like underendowed do you have to be as a human being?
I want to see this petition. I want to see how many people have signed to this dang petition.
No, DJ, you're not allowed because you would do something stupid such as sign it and become involved. And then you'll start...
No, I'm not going to sign...
You'll start following it and telling me all about it every other day until I get a baseball and beat you to death with it.
I won't sign it. I just want to see the number.
No. Well, I told you the number. Apparently it's tens of thousands. And you came to me with some petition about Star Wars, which was just as inanely stupid.
Okay, touche on that one. Touche.
So I'm sorry, but no, you're not going to follow through any further with the petition. But I'm sorry.
But this is just
someone has pointed out, at least one good thing came out of the name Wrecking Ball. Doesn't say what it was, but they're saying that apparently there was one good thing.
This just reminds me of that. There were so many controversies to that game, to Overwatch itself. I don't know whether you're familiar with the controversies themselves.
No, honestly,
some of them were just cosmetic, basically. Yeah, the famous one would be Buttgate. Oh, that was just painful.
Sounds like a Friday night for you.
but yeah, for those who haven't heard of Budkit, it was just basically the character tracer doing a pose, and people were offended by that pose. They made a message to Overwatch. Overwatch said, "Okay, we'll change the character's pose to a more sexier pose," which was
Apparently,
But
you were right about the language as the problem, because apparently it's the making the R sound for wrecking ball.
huh?
Oh no, it says here apparently it's the pronunciation in the mouth is what's causing problems for some of these people.
So it's
Apparently producing 3 syllables is too complicated.
oh man.
How can they play a computer game if they struggle with 3 syllables?
I don't even want to go there. Like Overwatch, it's just this is Overwatch. So what can we say? You're like,
I'm over Overwatch. I've never actually played it. I've looked at it. I was going to get into it because it looked like fun, but yeah, just listening to how people carry on with some of the stuff online, it was just no.
But here's the thing, though. Like it does put, but then all these controversies, it does pose a question of where do you draw the line when it comes to artistic freedom? Like where do you draw the line? That's the one interesting point.
You explained to us about for all the other butthurt fanboys. Like literally, like you complain. You were complaining to me about what was that game being moved onto a mobile platform?
Command and Conquer Rivals, which I still think it's a very stupid idea.
But the last time you spent money was on a cheap version, and that was a couple of years.
My point is, though, it's just that why you just bastardize a very well-known game into a mobile game? It's just the
game's not doing anything else, and they've invested into it, and it's possibly that it might bring in some more life to it. There has been a lot of change in the format. It's not the exact same format of what it was, and it's keeping the name alive. Like, you like the game. Have you done anything else about it since you played it a couple of years ago?
Like, I'm trying to find old versions of the game just to play it on Windows 10 and
old versions of the game. Have you played it since 2 years?
No.
So until this actually came up at E3, had you even thought about it lately?
I haven't thought about it late. I did not anticipate the new Command and Conquer game at all prior to E3.
You even considered it lately?
No, I haven't considered it at all. Like okay, put it this way.
No. And before E3, you hadn't even thought about it.
I didn't. I haven't considered the game because I did not know it was going to be out.
I did not. But when we spoke about this, you said it was 2 years ago that you last played it.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I last played it. Yes, that's true. But I did not know that.
End of story.
Oh my god, this is going to be.
You hadn't played it for 2 years, and now because they're bringing out in another format that you don't like, you wanted to get involved with some petition to have it stopped.
I'm not going to get involved in the petition. I'm just
someone on YouTube who was complaining about it because it's not what I like. I'm going to tell my mummy on you.
You seriously want to rage at Yon? Really? You really want to do that? I don't know, man. If you rage at
I'm not raging at him. I'm just sick and tired of. Oh, it's not what I want. It's not what I want. So what? Move on. Get a life. Get over yourself.
Oh, man.
I'm not raging at him. If I rage at him, I'll rage at him. Trust me. If he wants to raise an issue with me, he can go right ahead.
Okay, question for you, though. Did you watch those videos in the end?
No, because I stopped watching most of the videos you sent me a long time ago because it's all the same.
But I'm saying
No. It's always the same thing. It's a bunch of idiots going, oh, it's not what I want in life. And my mummy told me I'm special. And I'm allowed to have everything I want. And then they wonder why the rest of the world is looking at them going, yeah, right, good on you, idiots. And they end up sitting there alone in a room where they've got no one to talk to except online. And they just go, oh, mummy, You told me I was perfect.
Oh my god, you're gonna.
Can I have another pizza? Can you buy me another pizza, Mummy?
Jesus Christ, you're going really salty today, Buck. What's going on? This is the saltiest version of you I've seen so far.
But it's the same. Like you sent me the link, and this is the exact same thing as what these idiots are doing here with this game. It's not what I want, and it's too complicated for me to use 3 syllables. Honestly, that is what it is coming through to me as. Like, okay, Overwatch can be a fun game, but people are forgetting it is a game. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I love playing games, and I'm serious when I play them, but they're not live. For all those boys out there with calluses on their fingers and complaining about the fact that they don't have a girlfriend, log off your computer, go out into the great world. You might meet someone. It will hurt at first, and it will, but that is life. I'm a nerd. I'm not here to mollycoddle people and tell them, oh yeah, no, you have the right to sit there and sook and carry on like an absolute trumpet because the world is not kissing your ring. And if that's too salty for some people, I'm sorry, but you can just pull your head out of whatever orifice you've got it stuck in. Like, the gaming industry is billions of dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying tens of thousands of people have joined this Reddit thread. Are there tens of thousands of people? How many people actually play Overwatch?
A million people, so a few million people, a lot of million people actually.
Okay. So you reckon 100,000 people are really going to be that much of an impact on them, on the game developers? Oh, well, us and me and the other 999,000 people are complaining because we are getting what we want. Like you got a fan base of so many million. 100,000 people are complaining about the name. You think the people at Overwatch are just going to look at it and go, are we going to change it for 100,000 people where the 7 million other people that play this game don't really care?
Well, they did it already with like one of the other characters a while back. Like I said, the whole Buttgate scenario was just a few thousand people petitioned, and Overwatch said, "Okay, this few thousand will listen to his voice."
But that was about a physical characteristic, not a name.
Yeah, but the point stands the point is though that this few thousand people said that this was they ought to change it, and they changed it.
Yeah, but why did they say it had to be changed? I haven't looked at Buttgate, but it sounded like it might be a sexual discriminatory thing.
As I said earlier, it was basically the story about a character's pose, and one of the Overwatch users was saying that it is not reflective of this character's
Don't read me the article. Just tell me what it was about.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't read the article. I'm just telling you as it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in the same tone of voice that you have when you read the article word for word. Was it about the pose?
Yeah, it was about the pose. It was about a pose of
considered offensive
to a degree, to someone. It was.
Okay. Hence the reason why it was changed. There is a legal issue there. The name Wrecking Ball is not considered offensive. There's no legal grounds that they're going to be able to be forced to change it on. You can complain about the name, and saying it's too difficult to pronounce because it's 3 characters, three syllables, isn't going to cope. I'm sorry. They're just going to look at you and go, so how do you actually manage to operate them as a player game? Like, really, man, like, I'm sorry, but you're comparing a legal thing with butthurt.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is, yes, it may be comparing apples to oranges, but the point is, though, is that how the fan base can...
It wasn't about the fan base. It was about the legal issue.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a legal issue.
It was because they complained that it was offensive, and they probably had the legal department look at it and go, actually, no, they got a point. Change it.
No, there was no legal issue in it at all. There was no legal issue.
You just said it was because it was offensive.
No, it was offensive in terms of like it did not reflect the pose was not reflective of the character. So yeah, it's a very stupid story.
You said it was found to be offensive.
Yeah, I said that in the
No, no, no,
context
no.
of because it
You're
wasn't
calling
reflective of
You're calling
the
it
said character.
Buttgate. You're calling it Buttgate. So it's about the butt.
Well, I've posted the article there. You can have a look at it, and yeah,
No, I'm
you be the
tired.
judge of
I'm
it,
tired.
basically.
I'm can't look at it, man. I'm over the whole subject. We should move on.
Oh man! But speaking of games, another game has been coming under fire recently.
Mm-hmm.
With Fortnite. Oh man, Fortnite. First, they had the lawsuit from PUBG. Now it's getting cheaters in the
Nah,
game.
say it isn't so.
So
Hang on. Is this going to be the same as with the cheaters for PUBG, where it will have someone from China saying they're not cheating, they're just naturally gifted and got superior computing power? Do we need to dig through the archives to find that article to bring that one back to life?
You mean that Intel article?
I don't know who the article was from, but it was the whole thing was there was a Chinese lady saying the Chinese cheaters weren't cheaters. It was just they had better computers and it wasn't anything to do with the fact they had extra programs running. It was just they had better computers.
Nah, not really. But it's basically people just using cheating apps that contain malware.
Yeah, which was the same as with PUBG.
Right, PUBG. You mean
PUBG had people using apps and so forth to cheat. It happens in every game that's online. You have people generating programs that hack certain facets of the game so they can increase revenue of production for some of the strategy games to improve their characters' abilities, whatever. There's always stuff out there.
Yeah. So from what I've gathered, it's saying that the streaming, so one of the streaming services, game streaming services, Rainway, noticed that there's alarming growth in security alerts in its logs and decided to investigate further. Mm-hmm. And so they were alarmed when they found out that people were playing Fortnite with extra software in them.
No.
And later on, from the CEO, it explained that teams that they received huge number of calls from ad platforms, and it looks like they were saying that that the software included URLs containing JavaScript codes.
So in other words, people are writing special hacks to improve the performance of their character in the game.
Yeah,
kind of like I said,
and yeah,
which is like game designers used to put cheat codes in, so you could actually you had that there, and it just made it so if you were playing online and you used the cheat code, you didn't get any recognition for that win. Now they're not doing that, but people are writing their own and hoping to cheat because they want to increase their ranking to get into e-tournaments.
Yeah. And so from this guy, he said that they've downloaded hundreds of programs, all claiming to get you an edge, and they're all malicious. But they found one. But after all that searching, they found one which promises you getting free in-game currency, which is V-Bucks, and as well as using an aimbot as well.
Uh-huh.
And so this app has been downloaded 78,000 times. That's oh man, that may be a small drop in the ocean, but in terms of how many people have downloaded it and how many people playing this game, but oh man, that's just nasty.
Yeah, but it happens in every game. That there's always, as soon as you start charging people actual cash in the real world for something in the game, someone's going to write a hack for it. That's just life.
Yeah, and plus you're putting your PC at risk when you install these types of apps as well.
Oh, as soon as you start messing with that sort of stuff, like you're downloading stuff offline, you got to sit down and look at it and wonder about the source, because the history of malware in that sort of download goes back for ages, mate. Like,
yeah,
I remember hearing about stuff like that back when I was in high school, and I'm an old fart. Like we were still programming in Pascal, just to show you how old I am.
Wow, Buck is really, really old. But the interesting thing about this app as well, the way it's it's basically changing the settings in Windows to proxy a web traffic towards the software. So it's basically a man in the middle attack. That's what they basically said. But man,
I think this is one of those situations where Taylor Swift summed it up perfectly. Cheaters are going to cheat. Haters are going
are you going to do a rendition of "Shake It Off" in the new in the next few episodes?
No, but we can do the angry man strangling the android.
Oh my god. Anyways,
hey, I told you before, I've got a beard, but I'm not a god. I know I'm sexy, and I look stupendous and imposing, but I'm not a god.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to. Anyways, so moving along, in the spirit of gaming, we've got an old game that's being remastered, and Buck, this is yours as well.
Yep. Red Faction has been remastered. You like that?
The company naming.
Not company naming. It was Mars, the planet, where Red Faction takes place.
Oh wait, no, that's Red Faction Guerrilla. The original Red Faction is based in Earth.
No, it was Mars.
Right.
I've played the game a number of times and enjoyed it. For all our listeners out there who aren't nuts, they all realise it was Mars. And while the DJ's been typing on his keyboard to check, he's now come back. He's had long enough to find out I was correct, and he's now going to issue an apology. It is Earth trying to retake control of Mars, or continue controlling Mars for resources. And Red Faction is the resistance guerrilla fighters fighting for freedom.
It was a good game. It's a good game.
I'm listening.
You were right.
Yeah.
But I will say that it was a great game. It was a great game when it came out in 2001. When it landed on gaming shelves, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful game.
The remastered version is looking absolutely epic as well.
Which version?
That's Gorilla.
Yeah.
It's looking absolutely epic in the way it's operating still. Like, it's still got the whole process of, you can take out entire buildings by taking out the struts and so forth. You can shoot them with a gun or hit them with a hammer, get resources and so forth. Interesting thing is, it's actually been out for a couple of months now, I think it was, or 3 days is the
July 3rd.
article. So the big news is, big shout out, and we need a trumpet fanfare playing in the background here. The remastered edition is free for owners of the Steam version as of today.
Oh.
THQ Nordic touts heavily reworked textures, among other visual improvements, along with better shadows, lighting, and a shader and post-processing, and native 4K support. So you will get to see better explosions and all that.
Oh, man. What was your favorite weapon in that in Red Faction Guerrilla? What was your favorite weapon?
I love the hammer. I honestly,
you love the hammer?
I enjoy just going and bashing things.
Oh.
Like, we've got a couple of links here, and please, everyone, go have a look at it. If you've played this, you will look at it and you will go, game I know and love.
Oh, do you know what was the great thing about that franchise, the Red Faction franchise?
What?
That franchise alone introduced destructible environment.
Oh yeah,
and that was a big thing back in the day.
Well, it wasn't just the destructible environment. That was something that had been around with a couple of other games. They mastered it and took it to a whole new level where you could punch holes through walls, bring down buildings, stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's they took it to another level, and it's just so much fun.
Oh, it was brilliant. Multiplayer was great back in the day with the with the old Red Factions.
I used to love sitting down. This was a forerunner of building up your stamina
for games such as Skyrim. You'd have to stay for days at a time because it was just so much.
Oh man! Did you, out of curiosity though, Buck, did you ever like the sequel to Red Faction Guerrilla?
Mate, I played pretty much all the different Red Factions. Like I loved
Armageddon as well.
Oh yeah,
Armageddon. I cried at Armageddon at the end. It was a sad game, but it was cool as well at the same time.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that game. I would love to see more of that game.
Okay.
And it'd be perfect in this with this.
Well, it's been brought back to life, so yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is a game where people did enjoy it, and THQ have said, "Hey, you know what? Everyone really enjoyed our game, and we can invest in it and keep it going." And people are willing to pay money for it. And they've gone it in a way that it's fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this is like, if anyone wants a good time wasting game where you can sit there and have fun, this is a great game. Go out and do it.
This is better than this was around the time when GTA and Saints Row was around as well, and it's still a good game. Like if you
Saints Row sucked. Saints Row sucked.
Saints Row sucked.
I never got into the hype of Saints Row. I never got into the hype of Saints Row.
I thought it was. I kind of got into it when I first bought my PS4, my PS3 back in the day. But yeah, it's still fun playing. It's still a fun game to play with.
Yeah, we'll see. I was working and then playing games such as Assassin's Creed, God of War, Skyrim, things like that. And and I didn't have time for Saints Row, and found the whole concept kind of painful, and thought, yeah, no.
That's fair enough. Anyway, shall we move along?
Yeah, well, I think we're pretty close to the end of the show now, aren't we?
Yeah. So we got some shout outs. So you got two, Buck. So the first one's
Fallout 76, the Country Road cover for the cover of Country Roads for Fallout 76 is now available on iTunes, and all the proceeds are going to charity. Let's try and load up the article here so I can find out. I did actually see which article it was there at one point.
It's I've got it here with me. So now you can own the track for just $1, with proceeds benefiting Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, there you go. That's what it is. So you can download the song to listen to practice with your best buds online for when you get your band together in Fallout 76, and take it away, and you can help a great charity at the same time.
Nice.
I have to admit, I was actually talking to someone the other day, and they missed that as part of the E3 stuff, where you'd actually form your own. They obviously didn't listen to the right podcast. Another shout out though is Grand Theft Auto 6 has been confirmed as a hoax. Rockstar Games has confirmed, it was just a joke. We're pulling your leg. It doesn't exist.
They'll put a crimp in all those on those fans.
So for all those people who were getting all excited that a GTA 6 was coming in 2019, that appeared in some of the online players' messages the other day, it's not real. Sorry. Rockstar tweeted, "This is a hoax made with the use of mods and not an official message or statement from Rockstar Games."
Oh man, I bet you whoever made those who initiated the release hoax must be laughing right now, going, "How many for this trick?"
Mate, I'm looking at it and I'm laughing.
I'm laughing right now.
Yeah. Famous birthdays, though, this week. We have King C. Gillette, the American businessman and inventor of the inexposable and disposable safety razor blades. Born in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. He was born in 1855. So, yeah, mass production of razor blades. So, for all those people who suffer razor burn, here is the man to blame. So all those ladies who shave their legs and get nicks and cuts, it's his fault. Not us, not males in general, him. Other famous birthdays, Joseph Erlanger, the American physiologist who found that you could electrocute people as therapy, otherwise known as electroshock therapy, and he won a Nobel Prize for that in 1944. Born this week in 1874 in San Francisco. So, yeah, once again, America has found a new form of torture and called it therapy. Also this week, George Reeves, the American actor who was in Superman and Gone with the Wind, was born in Woolstock, Iowa in 1914, died 1959. So, yes, he was one of the original Superman back in the black and white days. Cool bloke.
Mm-hmm. We've also got some events of interest, so for all you history buffs out there, you're going to enjoy this.
For the bookworms, we have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, was published by Longmans, Green & Co. in 1886 this week. Another event of interest was Die Presse newspaper in Germany publicly announces, and I'll apologize for getting this name wrong, Wilhelm Röntgen's discovery of X-rays and their potential for new methods of medical diagnosis in a front page article in 1896. So lots of people have been helped with his discovery and passed the time with the publication of the book.
So that's a cool discovery. Very cool discovery.
Well, X-rays, yeah, like the application in terms of medical technology is amazing, but it was also they've since been used in terms of communication, and then that's been advanced into using microwaves. So yeah.
Anyways,
that's everything I've got this week.
Yeah, cool. All right. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you for liking the show. You can visit us at That's Not Canon Productions at their website. Listen to our old podcast episodes. Feel free to leave a comment, and you can maybe buy yourself some cool Nerds Amalgamated merchandise. Email us your feedback. Our email at nerds.amalgamated@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, our like page at Nerds Amalgamated, and now we have a Twitter account as well.
It's not a flaming like page, you moron.
I don't want to get into it. Anyways,
I'm going to drown you.
Anyways, you can find
it is a Facebook page, not a like page. Please like our Facebook page.
Anyways, you can also find us on Twitter at namalgamated. And you can also find us on iTunes and Stitcher. So, and all the topics will be linked on the show notes from us. See you guys.
Adios.